Alrighty, I'm here with head coach Carol Price-Torok. Finished off the regular season. Looking forward to taking on the first seeded Rice Owls in the American Conference Championship tournament this Friday at 10 a.m. Coach, if you want to get started with an opening statement.
Yeah, just really excited. Obviously, a tough road swing with the Florida schools. Played some really, really tight sets and some great volleyball. And thankfully, the body of work that we did, all conference season got us a spot in the top 8 in the conference tournament. And, we take on our fellow Texas foes, the Rice Owls, who are playing really great volleyball right now. And we have a great game plan going into the tournament against them, since we've already played them twice, and just have to make sure we're executing on our side of the ball, and then see what happens.
Go ahead, Terrence.
Coach, before the Temple and Tulane home weekend, you talked about resetting, and then when you won those two matches, you talked about having a reset. I guess it's kind of the same message for Rice, just kind of regular season over, just now it's the tournament, just go out and play.
Yeah, I mean, it's a new season. It doesn't matter what your record is. It doesn't matter what you've done. You win and you move on. You lose and you go home. So, we just have to focus on the task at hand, and what do we need to do to be successful against Rice, and, slow down their offense a little bit more than we have in the past, and make sure that we're transitioning for points. I think that's the biggest thing. As you look at the stats and things like that, we're even with pretty much anybody in the conference. We just got to turn points and kill the ball a little bit more.
You also talked about just when the UTSA soccer team made the tournament, just kind of the inspiration. I guess, do you see yourself in them? They kind of struggled at the end of their regular season, got in, and then anything can happen type of deal also for your team?
Yeah, I think, when tournament time comes, more pressure for teams. And so, you never know how teams are going to play or how they're going to compete. But at the end of the day, the slate is wiped clean. Our goal was to get here and make a run in the tournament. So it doesn't matter what seed we got or who that opponent is. We just got to go task at hand, one rally at a time, one set at a time, and get after it and play the way we know how to play. And if we're playing our best ball, we'll give Rice a run for their money, and can really do some great things against them. And I think that needs to be the message for our players, is just on any given day, anything can happen. And we just got to make sure that we're focused on our side of the net, and doing the things we know can make us successful.
Is it a consistency type deal where you play well for a set and a half, and then you have that one little lapse that kind of been the difference?
Yeah, we're just trying to make sure that we don't make 1 point turn into 3 or 4 points, and that's the thing, that we got to stay consistent. We had some success going into a 5-1 this weekend, and we'll probably look at that again this week in practice, and what that looks like for our attackers, and having a consistent setter out there. But at the end of the day, we just have to kill the ball. When we're looking at our overall stats, we're about 2 kills. 2 kills less than our opponents, and we got to just find ways to score. It's a little bit of moving people around, and then our players just having that mentality of just seeing red and getting out there and scoring points.
You made the tournament, and then I guess kind of just the last match against South Florida was kind of momentum going into the tournament, or was there something specifically you wanted to do? You mentioned the 5-1.
Sorry, a little confused by the question.
Specifically, you wanted to kind of use that last match for going into the tournament?
Continue to build our players' confidence, and Gigi Mason had a heck of a weekend, really getting after it offensively, and just continuing to put players in positions to be successful. Got to get our middles going offensively a little bit more. That was a little bit low for us this weekend, and would help. And then we just have to turn points. We have to turn digs into points. And so I think that's the biggest thing going into it, is just making sure that when we're taking care of easy balls and scoring points, and when we're slowing people down, we got to capitalize on that.
You made no secret that your first goal was to get to the tournament. I guess, was there not so much pressure, but just want to get there? You're doing so much now that's usually there. You can kind of take a deep breath, and then kind of not focus so much on trying to reach that one goal.
Not necessarily. I mean, we got to go pedal to the metal. We can't take a deep breath with Rice. We can't give them any inch. They're playing really, really well. They're playing really, really consistent. Obviously, they're conference champs for a reason. So I think that's just a step a rung on the ladder that we just gonna keep climbing. And now that we're there, we gotta understand that pressure is just a part of sports. And there's always going to be some component of that in every match or whatever we're doing. And it certainly feels great to accomplish. One of the things that we set out to do is make that conference tournament, be that top 8. Now we got to kind of put our money where our mouth is. We're here. We can compete with anybody. Let's go out there and prove who we are and what's going on.
Does that help, just knowing maybe some of your losses against some of the teams at the top of the standings in conference, if you've played well, you've taken sets off, or you're right there to take off sets, that just I believe?
Yeah, I think it does. I mean, we're playing really, really tight sets and we're doing really, really great things. We just got to have that one extra thing. And we've been in those moments a lot. So just continuing to draw from those moments and what we were doing well and what we want to continue to do better, and kind of turn those moments into successes for ourselves.